All right, guys,
Go
we're
ahead.
jumping back on here due to a severe thunderstorm warning for Jackson County. Let's get that info up here. National Weather Service Huntsville has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Jackson, northern Jackson County, and northeast Alabama, northern Madison County, and north central Alabama, Moore County. And I'm hearing a damage report, but we can't get the station to come through very good. So it looks like this thing is tracking on off to the northeast.
Copy RLO. Johnson got some noise there. I don't know if I got more noise. I had to switch to an indoor antenna because the lightning all around. But anyway, I didn't go get. Could you repeat your transmission? Copy that, Doug. Michael Mile with you. With a damage report. You're ready to copy. All right. Alabama Highway 67 and Rash Road, Underwood Municipal Community. So the traffic lights down across the intersection. Alabama Highway 167 and Rash Road, Underwood Municipal Community of Lauderdale County.
Petersville community of Lauderdale County.
Okay, so
Traffic lights down.
bunch of noise. So I need to verify. Was it 157 or 167? John's going to be Alabama 157. Rash Road, Lauderdale County, Underwood Municipal Community. Section. Okay, which road?
Doggone radar.
I say again, which road? Which road? Alabama 157 and Rash Road. Alabama 157 and Rash Road is going to be in the Underwood Municipal Community of Lauderdale County. Traffic lights down across the intersection.
All right, so we got some wind damage reports.
Okay, was that Romeo Alpha Sierra Hotel Road? Sierra Charlie Hotel Rash, R-A-S-C-H. R-A-S-C-H. Roger. Okay, what's the community? That'll be the Underwood Petersville community of Lauderdale County.
Underwood and Petersville community.
County. Unknown time when it happened. I actually saw that myself, so I don't know a time. Did you say Underwood? Underwood? That is correct. Underwood Petersville community. Underwood Petersville community. So Underwood Petersville community. Okay. That is correct. Underwood. Lauderdale County, just north of Florence.
All right, guys, so we got a severe thunderstorm warning out for Jackson County. Looks like it'll be around the normal area, 1 minute. Chase, around 2 minutes. Baltimore Hill in 2 minutes. Mercury, 3 minutes. Moores Mill, 4 minutes. Mount Carmel, 5 minutes. McCaleb Mill, 6 minutes. Three Forks, 6 minutes. Bell Factory, 7 minutes. Deposit, 9 minutes. Buckhorn, 9 minutes. Greenville, 12 minutes. St. Clair, Store, 11 minutes. New Market, 12 minutes. Holly Tree in 23 minutes. Princeton in 24 minutes. Little Nashville, 25 minutes. Larkin, 27 minutes. Swain in 28 minutes. Letcher, 31 minutes. Estill Fork in 30 minutes. Skyline in 33 minutes. High Top in 36 minutes. Manard Cove, 36 minutes. Tupelo, 37 minutes. Jericho, 39 minutes. Pikeville, 40 minutes. So pretty good little list going on here. Looks like it'll be around Fackler, 49 minutes. Bass in 50. Same with Rash. Wanville, 51 minutes. Eureka, 51. Stevenson, 54 minutes. Looks like around the Cooper's Mill, 58 minutes. Fabius, also 58 minutes. And Rocky Springs, around 61 minutes. Goodness, that was a lot to name off.
Roger, thank you very much. And 4CZ.
I'm noticing a bit of weak rotation in the storm just to the northeast of Woodville in Jackson County. I'm going to double check though and make sure that's what that is. Okay, that looks like some high winds looking at the latest scan, but there could be some rotation in it too, north of Woodville. And there is some hail as well, showing up in that cell near Pleasant Groves in Jackson County.
Let me know. Give me a call. Info I need.
All right, so the supercell that's more than likely this supercell is going to cause us some major issues later. So I'm going to leave. Well, I'll have to redo that track here in just a minute, but just know if you're in those areas, let me get the track cleared off, and I'm going to read these out one more time before I do go down to that cell that's going to probably end up causing us some issues later on. It's been continuous tornado warned supercell. It's even produced 2 tornadoes at one time. But anyway, that's not with this, okay, that I'm about to read, so don't get it confused. This is a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Jackson County, northeast Alabama, northern Madison County, and north central Alabama, Moore County and Middle Tennessee, eastern Lincoln County and Middle Tennessee, and Franklin County and Middle Tennessee until 4:45. Severe thunderstorms located along a line extending from Lynchburg, Tennessee to 7 miles north of New Market to near Alabama A&M University, moving east at 45 miles per hour. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Areas impacted: Hardlow, Maxwell, St. Andrews, Harvest, Larkin, Bridgeport, Smithland, Francisco, Thames Ford Lake, and Beans Creek. All right, so we're going to move from this, and I'll show you guys the storm that's going to end up causing us more than likely some issues later on. And you can see this individual cell here, and he has been continuously producing tornadoes. 2 tornadoes at one time was reported with this cell. That's our supercell I've been talking about earlier on the live stream. I said if I was going to chase, it would be that supercell there. And it's actually produced 2 tornadoes at one time. Very crazy. Look at that. Look at that signature. That is unbelievable. Possibly a tornado on the ground right now with it. I'm looking at that signature. Classic supercell there. Let's check that out. That's going to be for northwestern Tuscaloosa County. Severe thunderstorm was capable of producing a tornado over Lake Lauren State Park or near Northport, moving northeast at 50. Yeah, this thing produced 2 tornadoes at one time. So let me, we're going to switch radars real quick. That way I can show you that. Let me go and switch this radar out. But this one's probably going to give us some issues later on. Chat just crashed. I don't know why it did that. For some reason, my chat just crashed. Okay, we're back up. We're going to switch over. Now look at that, 2 tornadoes at one time. So there was 2 different areas producing tornadoes on this storm just a little while ago. I don't believe it has that signature on it now. I believe it's only got 1, but it could have 2 areas. Okay, looks like it's just got 1 area of rotation currently, but it did have 2. Yeah, we have a tornado on the ground. Just saw that debris signature. Which that was earlier. So there's some debris from earlier when it touched down. Okay, I'm not seeing a signature at this moment, but it was definitely on the ground there. Looks like it may, yep, it has lifted currently. But that supercell just over and over been producing tornadoes. Look at that. It's probably about to produce another one. We got a storm spotter or storm chaser that needs to get the heck out of there. What are you doing? That's not how you want to position. He is like right in the rotation. Yeah, he is right in it right now. Like, has his friends not gave him a heads up to maybe follow them and stay back? Okay, good. I think he got out of there. Oh, no, he didn't either. Mark, I hope you're all right, man. Because you are right in this thing, man. That is not where you want to position whatsoever. Hopefully it don't touch down. It'll just lift right over him. He's gonna have some crazy footage.
Honestly, that was an interesting observation. Our meteorologist in charge at the National Weather Service office may be wondering about overall our situation as compared to down south. So we have less instability.
Yeah.
Thunderstorms and stuff preceding the line have kind of stabilized things here.
Awesome.
And we're not getting much inflow
Mm-hmm.
to strengthen and sustain supercell. If you compare that to the large supercell in Tuscaloosa County,
Exactly the one I'm looking at.
there's nothing to impede inflow to that storm.
Nope, there's not.
To strengthen and sustain. But so we're fortunate in that regard.
Yeah, we are.
He continues saying small tight circulations along the approaching line they're going to focus on as that materializes. And then there's also a supercell to the south that might make it up to Coleman, Marshall, DeKalb.
And did I not just tell everybody that? I think the meteorologists are watching me at this point. If Huntsville, if you're watching my stream, hello.
Our conditions are a lot different up here.
But yes, they are. Conditions are a lot different up here. I do agree. I've been noticing that too. The morning storms that we had, brought our instability down a bit. I was mentioning that earlier, so that is a good sign. But still, we're paying attention to these supercells here that are moving to the northeast. These individual ones by themselves, and that's the ones we're watching.
So, severe weather statement. Tornado warning for more northern Franklin County has been canceled. That storm is weakened below severe limits. No longer appears capable of producing a tornado. Tornado watch remains in effect till 8 p.m. for Alabama counties and 9 p.m. for Middle Tennessee counties. Enforcing it.
So yeah, I've been noticing that too. Of course, I don't want to be the one to give that out, and have people chew me out later if we end up getting a bad supercell. But these supercells here that we are watching, we're going to switch back to our other radar now. That way I can track it out. That's a nasty looking supercell there. Let me switch radars here. All right, so yeah, this cell here, it just continues to produce tornadoes, and I got a feeling as long as it's by itself, it will continuously, produce tornadoes as long as it's by itself, and it's discrete and it's not getting all of its inflow, and everything cut off by other storms. It is a lot more unstable down there versus up here, where we have had some morning storms. If you remember me saying yesterday that if we do get really heavy storms in the morning and it rains a lot, it could help us out. And we had a lot of rain and storms this morning. So that could be good, but then again, we are still tracking this supercell, and it is a possibility it could make its way up into our area, but this thing is a long ways from making it into our area. But at its current track, if it does stay isolated where it's at, I'm about to get a track on it, and I forgot to look and see how fast it's moving. It's moving off to the northeast at 45 miles per hour, so it's not moving terribly fast. Let me get that canceled out. So let's draw this track, and if it stays on its current track, with its current strength, it stays isolated, keeps itself together. I'm moving way forward here. It would eventually move into the Altoona area in around an hour, close to an hour, or a little bit more than that. Let me look at something really quick. What the heck? Sorry, I'm seeing things. Okay, where was that here? So Altoona, 89 minutes. That's like an hour and a half. So it would be in Altoona in about an hour and a half. And it would make its way into Douglas in 96 minutes, Arab in 95 minutes. So we're talking almost 2 hours here till this stuff makes it up here. And that's really what we're watching. And let me just say this, even though it is 74 degrees, we do have less instability up here. These supercells have a habit of being able to hold themselves together, even in such situations. It is warm. Again, instability is a little bit lower up here than it is down there. But if this supercell doesn't combine into a big line, and it stays kind of discrete like it is, it does look like it's trying to connect into that other line there to the southwest. And if it does that, it may lose a lot of its energy. But right now, still a nice supercell. And it would eventually make it into Marshall County. And it would go, pretty much right toward Guntersville before, it would move through Arab, close to Arab and Guntersville, Albertville areas. But that's 2 hours. That's not like 2 hours away almost. So looks like around 6 o'clock is when this stuff's going to get here. So, and this is really what's going to determine everything. And you see we've got multiple supercells with this. So this is really going to determine everything here of what we get. If this thing goes ahead and weakens out and this line back here continues to weaken out as it moves to the northeast, still can't rule out some severe storms, maybe some isolated tornadoes. That'll still be in the question. But right now, if it does, let's say, weaken out, we might get lucky. We might really get blessed actually, and miss out on the stuff that's happening in the southwest because our cold front is coming in. Let me cancel this out. I keep forgetting to do that. Our cold front is now getting really close to moving through Oxford, Mississippi. So the main band here is around Tupelo, Mississippi. And there's not a lot of severe stuff with this main line. It's more rain and stuff like that because it's having all of its ingredients took away by the stuff ahead of it. So this stuff ahead of it is pretty much going to be what we got to worry about. If it doesn't materialize, then we're going to get a lot of rain, flooding, maybe some gusty to damaging winds. But we would be very blessed that we missed out on a absolute insane potential outbreak. I mean, it would be absolute miracle, which seen it happen a bunch. A lot of prayers. I don't care what anybody says. Prayer works. You can't tell me any otherwise. So, we should be seeing a lot more than what we're seeing. And I'm not downsizing this supercell at all because somebody's lives have been impacted by it because it's produced two tornadoes at one time, and those did do some damage. But we would be very fortunate. Um, and as far as up here goes, just a lot of rain. I'm seeing a storm near Skyline. They're going to take a look at it. But we would be really, really lucky. Let me look at the rotation. Yeah, still an incredible amount of rotation. And I believe we have a tornado on the ground with this one. Let me switch radars out really quick. Again, this is the one that we're talking about that may make its way up into our area. And usually supercells like this are incredibly stubborn, and they do not give up. These supercells are really stubborn. Once they get to going, if they're able to maintain themselves, they usually do. So they're very stubborn. We're going to switch out here. I'm seeing, all I can say is for DeKalb County, Marshall, and Jackson County, anywhere between, I'm going to say 6 and 7 o'clock, maybe a little later. And, normally I don't, do stuff like this on the Lord's Day, but when it comes to tornadoes and saving lives, sometimes, like it says, help the ox out of the ditch or something like that. I can't quote it fully, but I think that's the same scenario here. People's lives are being took by these. If I can warn them to save a life, then hey, there you go. That's an ox in a ditch situation. I saved somebody or helped warn them to save them. So same situation, I would think. So that's the only reason I'm even doing it today. Let's take a look at this supercell to the south and have a better look at it because so far we're good up here. This is the cell that I'm worried about. It'll end up probably causing us some issues later. And yeah, that's a nice little hook. Okay. At 3:09, they reported another tornado. Okay, it is on the ground again. Okay, we got a tornado on the ground right across the highway there. That is going to be, we got a tornado on the ground crossing Highway 69. Highway 69, we got a tornado on the ground. That's going to be Wyndham Springs, south of Wyndham Springs there, Highway 69, moving to the east there. Tornado confirmed by correlation coefficient, debris signature. Nice little CC drop there. Yeah, we have a classic signature here for a tornado. So we do have a tornado on the ground with this supercell again. And as I said, they don't give up. They weaken a little bit and then they drop another. It dropped that tornado right on top of the interstate. Maybe just slightly east of the interstate there it dropped. So hopefully nobody was hurt. But we do have a tornado on the ground once again with this supercell. Got gate-to-gate signature. Let's get an idea how intense this thing is. Okay, so it's not a very intense tornado, but it is a tornado. Yeah, it's not a very intense one. It's probably going to be like EF1, EF0, EF1 size. And I'm still seeing that CC drop. So, yeah, we've got a little bit higher 70s, 80s almost now. And it's lifted. It is lifting again. Seeing a debris signature still, but it looks like it may be lifting again as it crossed the interstate there. We'll see if we pick it up again. And that is going to be that storm that's down near Tuscaloosa. All right, so I'm still seeing a debris signature. This thing is north of Tuscaloosa now. It's still seeing a little bit of a debris signature, but it's not intense like it was. And if this supercell keeps doing this, that'll be what moves up into our area later on, next 2 hours or so. All right, we got a pretty good little core showing up. All right, we got 82 miles per hour now. So it looks like we still got a tornado potentially on the ground here. Seeing debris aloft. And if you're wondering, like, what the heck are you looking at? What's he talking about, debris? I'll show you. Dang tool. Right there is your debris. On the left side here on the correlation scan there. Yep, tornado's still on the ground. I can confirm it by Doppler radar, and plus we're getting more debris signature aloft. So yeah, we have a tornado still on the ground. It's intensifying. Moving off to the northeast. 82 miles per hour. So let me look at the... I don't know why these guys are not reporting a tornado, but, well, I forgot, it's rain wrapped. They probably don't even see it. It is right in front of some of these storm chasers here, and I bet they don't even see it. I can almost guarantee that they probably don't see what's in front of them, so that's kind of why they're stopped right here, because they can't see what's ahead of them. But they can they've got radar, so I know they're looking at it. And they're like, yeah, we're holding back till this thing crosses because you can't see it. Switch to a different radar. Yeah, that's as classic of a couplet as you can get. And it is moving very close to Three Forks in Browntown. This tornado warning needs to be extended, and they need to extend it quick. Okay, looks like the rotation may have weakened down, but they still need to get that out there. Looks like it's headed right for Browntown. Looks like it may do a direct hit on Whiteson or Browntown. Looks like it's trying to steer a little bit further north. So it looks like Browntown or Whiteson there along Highway 69. So I'm not sure if I got people watching me from that area, but in case I do, I think it's moving at like 45 miles per hour. It would be in Whiteson in about 8 minutes. Yeah, it'll be in Whiteson, very close to it, if not right on it in 8 minutes. All right, so I think it is lifting. Yeah, it is weakening. I take that back. We just got an 88 mile per hour gate-to-gate signature here, so I don't really call that weakening just yet. All right, observed tornado. Just getting those reports in. Someone's finally spotted it. So this thing has been observed. So spotters have finally been able to spot this thing. All right, so let's see how far this tornado's been on the ground so far. All right, so far it has been on the ground for 5.6 miles. Yeah, about 6 miles almost. So it's been on the ground for nearly 6 miles. And now I'm starting to lose. Yeah, we're losing the signature now. So I'm going to estimate since we just lost the signature, I'm going to back it out a little bit and estimate that it stayed on the ground for about 4.5 miles and it's lifted. It has just lifted off the ground now. We have debris aloft, but it is weakening and it has lifted. Yeah, it has lifted. I've got confirmation by the radar now that it has lifted again. So right as it's approaching Whiteson, I think that town may have just got spared from a tornado. But still, they need to be in their safe place. It's headed right for them. But I did see the CC drop. It disappeared. And also the signature really, weakened out and disappeared too. Phew, talk about giving you a headache. That right there will do it. Yes, this supercell has weakened. But keep in mind, that is the classic behavior of a supercell. It is very normal for it to do what it's doing right now. However, I am noticing some of that rainfall and stuff to the west. Some of that outflow may be what just killed this rotation before it got into that town. So that is really good. It's still got a signature on it, but the correlation is not showing it on the ground at this point. I'm going to double check. Yeah, it's gone. It's off. It's not on the ground anymore. But it is trying to recycle again, so it may be very close to trying to re-touch down again. I'm starting to see the signature get a little bit closer together again. But right now it's in the air. It's not on the ground. So I am seeing a little bit of debris still being picked up. So that means that this thing is still rotating, pretty heavily, which according by the radar I'm looking at, it's still pretty heavily rotating. But I'm not seeing that core on it anymore like we were seeing. That blue circle that we saw on the correlation, I'm not seeing that anymore. So usually that's a good indicator that it's picked up. And what you're seeing is the debris that is still in the atmosphere from this thing. Okay, so I'm going to leave this cell real quick. But that cell there, if it continues, it could be a problem for us later on. Okay, that warning is canceled. All right, everybody. So our next cell, and as you can see, oh, well, nope, you can't see it either. I'm sorry. I don't have you guys on this radar. We're going to switch.
45 for northern Jackson, even more
All right, so you can see where our troublemaker's at. And it is, this cell is approximately 58 miles, 60 miles southwest of Arab. So this is the cell we're going to have to watch within the next, probably, I'm going to be watching it, but I think around 6 o'clock, it should be getting close to being in Marshall County. And this is really the only cell that I see that's causing a big problem. I mean, look at that. It is still the only cell that's really causing a problem, but that's all it takes is one to produce a tornado after tornado like that. And I knew this one was going to do it. It is still, you know, look at the track back here. Look how far this thing has been producing tornadoes. I mean, look at this supercell. How far it has been producing tornadoes. This thing has produced tornadoes over and over again for, let's see, the first report was down south here. So let's track it and see how far this thing's produced tornadoes. This thing has produced tornadoes 208 miles. This same supercell that you're looking at here has produced tornado after tornado for nearly 200, around 200 miles almost. That's what they talk about long track tornadoes. That is insane. And I won't rule out some of these little reports here being from some of these extra cells. But yeah, that is, wow. That is just insane. So if it's been producing them all the way from Mississippi, there's a good chance that it's going to make it into our area too. No, this tornado here is not the one for Jefferson County and Walker County. Wait. Let me correct myself. Let me take another look at that. I think I may have just messed everything up on myself here. Nope. I'm sorry. I need to correct myself. Walker County. Yes, that is correct. For some reason, I was thinking Tennessee. Sorry about that. Yeah, everything's looking fine in our area. We're just tracking this one out. Well, I'll be honest, North Alabama has had a lot of rain. So we're actually more stable in North Alabama than they are to the south. That's why we're still watching that supercell to see if it can make it up here. And if it can, more than likely, we're going to be dealing with some tornadoes on the ground from this one cell that's just continuously produced tornado after tornado for nearly 200 miles. That is just absolutely insane. Of course, the tornado's not been on the ground continuously for 200 miles. It's been producing them on and off for around 200 miles. So this is going to be a long track supercell. We're really going to have to watch it as it moves in. It's getting really close. I mean, that warning still extending on out there. So yeah, currently it is still 61 miles southwest of Marshall County. So another hour or two, it'll be up in our area, and we'll know by then if it can hold up or not. We are getting some rain and wind outside, but that's pretty much all that's going on. Now, there is some severe thunderstorms to the west. That is along the main line here that's moving in. But, if this supercell don't produce up here, then we was blessed. And we got by with just some rain, wind, lightning, hail. There was some damage across the area, but I'm still not, absolutely not discrediting this supercell at all. Damage there. Wind damage, trees and power lines down on Alabama 69 between Buffalo Ridge Road, Yellow Creek, lots of debris on the road. Possible tornado. It was definitely a tornado. Tree blocking Alabama tree blocking Highway 43. No more reports at this time on it. All right, so once again, things have calmed down a bit. There's still a severe thunderstorm warning out, but it's pretty much moving into Tennessee at this point. Could be some 60-mile-per-hour winds with that one. Skyline, they are under a warning, Stevenson, but I believe, that's already moving into Tennessee. Sorry, my heart almost sank there for a minute. I guess the way that looked, but I got a little confused there, and I forgot that. That's the high top radar there. I got to seeing that right in there, and it kind of spooked me for a minute. And I was thinking, well, it being that close to the radar, it's normal for it to look like that. So, but yeah, not seeing really nothing much other than some gusty to damaging winds up there. And that's continuing to move north into Tennessee. So that warning will be expiring here pretty shortly. Seeing some high winds just northeast of Woodville with this cell here. This went through Marshall County. Seeing some gusty winds there. I'm going to say that's about 30, 40 miles per hour. Yeah, between the 30 and 40 mile per hour range with that little cell there. But it is continuing to weaken on out. Wouldn't be surprised to still get some 40 mile per hour gusts. So keep that in mind. Some of these showers and storms moving through ahead of this will produce some gusty winds. That's to be expected out of this. But okay, so we got a little bit of a break right now. I'm going to continue tracking that supercell to the southwest. And of course, we'll go back live if any warnings do pop up in our area. But I'm going to try to, go back and rest just for a few minutes, because we've been tracking so much. Since, it's just been so busy today. I got to rest my mind a little bit. Nothing, other than rain and storms coming toward Marshall or Rainsville. Okay. All right, everybody. I'm going to continuously be watching this. Make sure you got it set to receive my notifications and stuff. And, of course, if you would like to support us, there's the Cash App information. I put a lot of work and a lot of time into this. I do appreciate it. But if not, just share and like our page. Share our information. That's the most important when it comes to this stuff. Just keeping people updated. So you can do that, and we'll continue tracking. If any more warnings come up, we'll be live again. So I'm going to go rest. It may be another 5 minutes before another warning goes up. I don't know. But that's 5 minutes. At least I got to rest a little bit. So thanks again. Be safe. Stay weather aware. There's more on the way, and we'll go live again if needed. Thanks again, everybody. And I mean, we've had 500 or 600 people watching, so thank you so much for that. You guys have a great day. Stay weather aware, and we'll probably be seeing you again soon.